Hey YouTube, it's Riley. Thanks for coming back and watching another video on Paperboys. This week we are talking about resources for coming out to family and friends. I apologize for the lighting in this room and the awkward angle that I'm sitting at. I cannot find one spot in this room with this fluorescent light that I can actually be seen without it being super dark, and this seems to be the only way that it works. I'm balancing on a cereal box right now. I am currently staying at an Airbnb in Singapore, and in Singapore it's actually illegal to be gay. I'm not sure what the rules are, how transgender rights are here, but I figured I probably should record inside my room this week instead of giving you a cool background of where I'm traveling, because I think it's safer. I almost am a little bit nervous just even recording this in here and saying what I'm saying out loud. So I can't say when I came out I really used a lot of resources with my family and friends. They were already pretty knowledgeable about the transgender and the LGBT community. Most of my friends are in the LGBT community, so that didn't make it too difficult. I had been talking to my parents for a number of years about wanting to possibly transition, so they kind of already knew a lot about that, and I didn't have to really educate them in that regard, so I was really lucky in that way. I do find myself having to educate people in the public, or maybe my partner's family, or other people that I do know that I am just now realizing that they don't actually know as much about transgender rights as I thought they did. So one of my favorite resources is actually going to community groups. So in your area you may have a group that is just online, or maybe one that meets in person, and you can go there and talk about being trans and bond with other people that are trans. Usually partners and families and friends are welcome, so that's a great place to meet up with people. In Melbourne they have a group called The Shed, and usually they have a meeting once a month, and it could either be a social meeting or it could be an educational meeting or a speaker. One time they had someone come talk about top surgery. And then when I lived in Louisiana, they had a group like that as well. It was called the Louisiana Trans Advocates. And it was more of a laid-back setting, and everyone just kind of shared if they wanted to, ask questions, and then we usually would go out to dinner afterwards. Another great community group may be PFLAG. So that's the parents and families of lesbians and gays, but they also are inclusive to the transgender community, so you may see if you have a local chapter near you. Another resource that I really like is reading books. I have read Janet Mock's book, which is really, really good, and also the book called Raising Ryland. It's about a mother raising a trans son, and I gave that to my mom to read, and I gave that to my partner, and my partner's mom also read that book as well. There's also a number of other great books out there to read that are biographies or could just give some basic trans 101 information, and you can find those in all libraries or maybe in a trans support group or online. Of course, a great resource is YouTube. There are tons and tons of guys out there posting about their journeys as transgender, and also women out there posting about their journeys as being transgender, and also collab channels just like Paperboys. This is a great resource right here. I'm sure you can Google information and find great websites. There's also transfamily.com and trans101.org. Those were both suggested to me as good resources for people. Those are really all the resources that I know about. I think it's really important for you to be the biggest resource. I know not everyone has an accepting family, so that may be asking a lot, but I think you have to be willing and open to answer questions and share more. And like I've said in another video, if you're confident about who you are, people will catch on. It's when you're nervous and you're afraid to approach people that it's not going to work. I'm going to leave all the links that I talked about today underneath my video, and any other links that I think may be good for you to click on, because I know I can't just watch a video and remember exactly what someone said. So they're all below. Check them out, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment like always. That's all I have for this week of Paperboy. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Bye!